Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all good? I hope so. I just want to give a quick rundown of some things I've been seeing come across my feed. So, the owners of QVC and HSN, they have filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The company stated that they need to restructure in order to keep up with the times. According to a few news articles, such as like the Hollywood Reporter, USA Today, AP News, and others, they stated that the company is struggling to get a younger audience. Platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram have moved much of their audience away from linear TV, making traditional television shopping decline. And with lower competitors like Temu, Shein, and sometimes Amazon, their market share has reduced significantly. And their goal is to restructure their $6.6 billion in debt to around $1 billion. However, the CEO said that there are no guarantees that they'll be successful and emerge from Chapter 11. And if that happens, they'll have to cease operations. Then you have Painted Tree Boutiques. They closed on the 14th. So the boutique owners, they received an email informing them that they had to make a difficult decision and the company was closing as a whole on that day. And customers who were in the store had to leave, and customers trying to come in, they were not allowed in. And the boutique owners, they were told that they had until the 24th to break down their areas and remove their inventory, but that it was best for them to do it that day because it would be up to the landlord whether or not they would, allot them that time. And some people are already having problems getting their merchandise because some landlords have already changed the locks. And they're probably going to sell those items in order to try and recoup some of their money since Painted Tree filed Chapter 7. And by filing Chapter 7, some shop owners have stated that they have lost their April's rent, their security deposits, and any sales that they made. Because if you ever went into a Painted Tree, it's just a bunch of boutiques. You walk around, look at what you want to, you just walk around. You see anything you like, you put it in your little basket, take it up to the register, pay for it, and you leave. And that's how they pay the boutique owners. It's not like there are people sitting at their booths. You get what you want, take it to the register, and then you check out. And I feel like that is really messed up on how they did that. And the owners of Painted Tree went about all of that the wrong way because they knew beforehand that they were going to file, but they still allowed those owners to pay rent. And the shop owners weren't the only ones who lost income. The cashiers, the stockers, the landlords, everybody lost something in this. But these companies love telling you to give them a 2-week notice. But notice how that never seems to apply to them. That's just horrible. And then we have Snap Inc., the creators behind Snapchat. So they'll be laying off about 1,000 people. And according to their CEO, reducing staff will reduce the company's annualized cost base by more than $500 million by the end of the year, and incur $95 million to $130 million in restructuring costs. The CEO, his name is Evan Spiegel, he went on to say that adopting AI tools will allow the company to move faster by reducing repetitive work, which will allow them to better support their partners, their advertisers, and communities. And on the back end, the company says that moving in that direction, about 65% of the new codes in their systems has been generated by AI. And then in an email to the team, it said, quote, "Today we are announcing changes that will impact approximately 1,000 team members at Snap, including 16% of our full-time employees, in addition to closing more than 300 open roles. If you are part of our North American team, please work from home today." End quote. And then it went on to inform the U.S. team members that they would be receiving an email within an hour with more details. Now, mind you, back in May of 2025, there was an article that Time put out about AI replacing workers and what happens, what would happen. And in that article, they said that companies are spending trillions of dollars towards AGI, which is artificial general intelligence, because AI can score better than humans on standardized tests. They are better competitive programmers than most professionals. They believe that they could achieve AGI between 2026 and 2035, where AGI comes for every part of the labor market, starting with white-collar workplaces first, and then blue-collar workplaces being replaced by robotic advances. And the push is because AI will be able to do the job better and cheaper than the average human. Now, just the other day, I saw an article that said that AI was taking jobs from new college graduates. Like, can you imagine spending all that money for a degree only for your job to be stolen by a robot? And then these fools in government are seriously hounding people to repay those loans, but they can wipe out every other debt. Child, get out of my face. So the article also said that right now we live in a universal basic income world where companies pay people to do the job they either can't do or don't have the time to do. And that's where the value is. And that's the bargaining power when it comes to pay and the number of hours worked. But in the modern AI world, workers won't be as valuable. AI will do it faster and cheaper. And there go that faster and cheaper again. So they won't need a big percentage of humans to increase their profits, and the government won't need humans for their tax revenue. And it's crazy how this is from 2025. And with everything going on now, a lot of people are like, listen, y'all, just stop going to work. They need our taxes, but they are already trying to figure out a way to not have to worry about us or our taxes. But a lot of people are being optimistic. They feel like we can build our way out of this if we are all on the same page. And baby, I don't know how that's going to go, because they couldn't even be on the same page when they needed to be on the same page. If not, they fear that the wrong people may get their hands on AI chips and create certain weapons, and all of this has to do with who has the power. Like, and it seems like sometimes it's a lot of things that we don't pay attention to. So let's say Walmart, for instance. First, it was just all registers, and people would complain, Walmart got about 20 registers and only got about 8 cashiers. Okay, time go by, they cut down some of the registers, they add self-checkout. People's like, okay, good, now I can just go up here, I could check out on my own and be up out of here. Okay, then people start asking for more than minimum wage. They wanted a pay raise, which they deserved. Okay, then you hear people say, all right, y'all keep asking, they're gonna find a way to not need you. What happened? Walmart flipped. They went from, like, let's say 12 registers, and where they had maybe 8 to 10 self-checkout, to now it's like, depending on which Walmart you go to, there may only be 8 registers with a cashier and everything else is self-checkout. You go to Sam's, you ain't got to go to nobody. You scan all your stuff on the phone, pay on your phone, walk through that little arch thing, it scan your receipt, and you gone out the door. Just like at Kroger. For a minute, Kroger had a self-checkout basket. It had the little weight thing on it. You put your groceries in there, you scan as you go. If you buy produce, you weigh it in the basket, you pay, and then you leave. So it's almost like they show us little things, but it seemed like a good thing at the time until you really start paying attention to it. Just like somebody pointed out, I think it was on TikTok, he was at Walmart, and he was like, man, do y'all remember when 65 and 70-inch TVs were like $700-800, and this TV right now is $250? And people in the comments like, because times are changing, people really don't watch their TVs. Most people are watching their phone, their iPad, their iPads, their laptops. They're not watching TV like we used to watch TV back in the day. So it's like everything is changing. And even sometimes I think somebody said, are we really about to be the Jetsons? I don't know. All of it is getting weird, it's getting crazy, but there's always some truth in every TV show and every movie. Just like when they put out, I think the movie was Contagion. There was a Contagion movie and there was a Containment movie that came out years before we got put on lockdown. If you go watch the movie Civil War that was put out, it's very eerie to what we're going through right now. So I don't know. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about QVC and HSN filing for bankruptcy. What do you think about the way Painted Tree Boutiques did the boutique owners? What do you think about AI taking over jobs? Like, get down in the comments, let me know, and I'll talk to y'all later.